Hey, how's it going, guys? Mr. Boss for the win here, and in today's GTA 5 video, we're going to be talking about some more details surrounding the San Andreas Mercenaries update that's going to be arriving in just a few short days on June 13th. We'll be talking about a lot of parts of the DLC that Rockstar didn't mention on the newswire, so if you guys are enjoying this content and are looking forward to this update, be sure to give the video a like rating and subscribe if you guys are new. But anyways, let's jump into it. So the first things we're going to be talking about today is some unreleased content that Rockstar have saved from previous updates that are very likely going to make their way into this DLC. So the first comes from Insider TezFunds2. He said this: I almost forgot about an interesting script that has been unused for a while now since its addition in the Criminal Enterprises update. FM Content Parachuter. Back almost a year ago, we had zero clues to what this relates to. A new random event, a new activity? Probably the former, since most of the FM content scripts are random event related. But now with Rockstar's increased focus on free mode events and the DLC being aerial themed, I'm starting to think this could very much be a new aerial themed free mode event. So it would not be shocking if we saw more stuff like that in this update. Rockstar have added it in previous DLCs, and they basically just saved them for this update. And at first, when I saw this, I was confused too, because I already thought we had a parachuter event, and that was the junk energy stuff. Someone even asked that, and he clarified that the junk energy stuff is FM Content Skydive. He added, I forgot the free mode script had more info towards the parachuter script. It is indeed a random event, and the reveal hidden content shows that it could be very much like the smuggler plane random event from the Criminal Enterprises update, but the pedestrian version. So the smuggler plane was basically a random event that we came across where we basically had to follow a plane to either its crash site or in the ocean. And if we basically uncovered its treasure or belongings, we'd get a certain amount of money and RP. It was kind of just a nice random way to make a little bit of extra cash, and it was something that if you saw in free mode, you're like, okay, I'll go deal with that for a second, and you'll get rewarded for the fact that you went and dealt with it for a second. So it looks like that is going to be something that will be returning and that Rockstar has added in a previous update in the Criminal Enterprises. And another thing from the Criminal Enterprises, looks like it is a special Convoy event. So on the newswire that Rockstar released the other day, one of the things they said was this: you'll embark upon new adventures running valuable contraband on the ground, as well as come across spontaneous opportunities to liberate cash and commodities from lucrative roving targets. And Insider TezFunds2 said this is definitely the Unreleased Convoy event, and it's going to be part of the valuable contraband on the ground, and the parachuter random event could be one of those spontaneous opportunities. More free mode random events similar to the smuggler plane. I'll gladly take it. And the smuggler plane stuff is really fun. The fact that it's just random, spontaneous, and it looks like there's at least going to be two more of these events. There's going to be an Unreleased Convoy random event, which is something we have talked about because it already exists in the game. Essentially, you have to intercept like a military truck that looks like it was headed for an ammunition store, and then you just take it to one of your various lockups or compounds, and you get the valuables. And we don't know what the parachuter random event is going to be. Insider TezFunds2 said that it's more like the pedestrian version of that. So either way, it looks like it's going to be random free mode events that lead to more cash and RP. I mean, what's not to like about that? Now, not everything in this update is going to come from the drip feed or from existing DLCs, and there was a lot from the screenshots to be excited about. And one of them was the scene with the aircraft carrier. And this has prompted a lot of questions. Are we going to be able to purchase the aircraft carrier? That would be something absolutely massive. It would give us another property out in the water. The last one we have received has been the yachts update, and that was almost 6 or 7 years ago. But unfortunately, it looks like TezFunds2 believes that's not going to be the case, with someone asking, is there a possibility to buy the aircraft carrier? And him just simply saying nope. And I would trust TezFunds2 here with his knowledge of the game and his knowledge of how the internals of Grand Theft Auto Online work. I'm going to say we need to believe him, and when he says nope, it's a no-go on buying the aircraft carrier, that we're not going to be able to buy the aircraft carrier. Now, speaking of that, earlier on Friday, Rockstar actually sent out their propaganda email, which is where they sort of recap stuff that's on the newswire, and he said that the picture names are slightly interesting. The first one is Aircraft Raid. It was already obvious, but the second one mentions the car, and it is the brand new Gauntlet EV. So Aircraft Raid is probably going to be the code name or the file name for that mission. And just looking at the screenshot, again, it's fairly obvious at what's going on there. The fact that it looks like we're going to be parachuting onto the aircraft. It looks like we're probably going to have to get some vehicle off of there or high value target. The fact that it's happening at night and that our character has night vision goggles on, that one's pretty obvious. And we know that this is going to be a brand new Bravado Gauntlet. And in case you guys are wondering what vehicle this is based on, it's actually the Dodge Charger Daytona SRT concept, which is a fully electric sort of four-door muscle car. It looks bad to the bone. It looks absolutely menacing. This is what Rockstar was, I would say, primarily basing their vehicle on, this electric concept muscle car. So it'll be pretty cool to see. As we've talked about in previous videos, it has a lot of interesting looking features like Amani Tech and tons of customization. So we'll be on the lookout for more information regarding that vehicle. And speaking of the vehicles, Insider TezFunds2 had this to say: since the update is heavily centered around aerial vehicles, here's hoping for more quality of life adjustments to the laser. And that is actually something that Rockstar said a couple of Newswire posts ago. This is when they made the price adjustments for a lot of the aerial vehicles in GTA Online. They specifically said that they were going to be going back and doing even more of those over the next couple of weeks. They even talked about the fact that they were going to give us a service update for Grand Theft Auto Online, and we obviously haven't really gotten that just quite yet. But I would imagine that there's going to be more vehicles that get price adjustments and also more vehicles that get either nerfed or buffed. This is what they did a couple of weeks ago. It wouldn't be surprising if, considering the aerial theme of this update, they opt to do more for aerial vehicles that might be a little bit too overpowered or too underpowered. And last but not least in this video today, as far as info coming from TezFunds2, talking about those new missions, someone said, so those are free mode missions, right? Where we launch the story missions from then. We'll get a huge golden C on the map to indicate 6 contact missions that will be played in an hour. Tuner's contact mission-like structure should be used, to be honest. 2 to 3 prep missions with 1 5 to 15 minute long mission is probably the best way to make story-focused missions more interesting and replayable. And he said mobile operation missions are instance/non-free mode, much like contact missions. I would expect the same with the new lucrative private work. After all, aerial-themed missions work best within an instanced environment. Basically what he's talking about right there, it won't be free mode. It's going to be in a mission-like structure where Rockstar can control the various elements and aspects of the mission, like when a plane flies in or if some enemy does this maneuver and whatnot. That's what Rockstar means by that. So it's very likely not going to be in free mode, and it's very likely going to be something that you load up into the cloud, you drop into the mission, and from there you take off and you do your thing. So a lot of questions that we kind of answered in this video, some more details on the actual update. It's going to be exciting to get, again, more official details from Rockstar, but for now, we know that there's some stuff that they've left over from previous DLCs coming in this one, and they also gave away some details on an interesting email that they sent out and a whole lot more. But let me know what you think about San Andreas Mercenaries in those comments down below. I would love to hear from you guys down there. If you guys did go on to enjoy this video, though, a like rating would, of course, be awesome. And be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new. You want to stay up to date on all the latest GTA and all the Rockstar Games videos that I'll be doing here on my channel. And be sure to ring that notification bell as well. Sometimes YouTube just doesn't work, and if you ring that bell, you'll always be guaranteed to be notified when new videos arrive. But of course, as always, guys, thank you all so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.